How a girl ruined my entire high school life. Dude, look at his face. You can see the 1,000 yard stare right there. Dude, something bad happened to this kid. He's got that whole come and see 1,000 yard stare look. I don't know if you've ever seen this movie from 1985, but he's got that stare. You can see it. Something messed up happened to him. Let's get into this.
Hey everybody, today's video is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to be talking about something that I've wanted to talk to you all about for a while now, and it's probably the most detrimental thing that's happened to me in my life. So let's just get right into it. To start off, I was in grade 9 when this happened, and basically I was very new to the dating scene. I had never had a girlfriend in advance to being in grade 9. I had never been with any girl in general. Like, I've had crushes, obviously. Like, I had crushes before that, but I had never had a successful relationship before that.
Yeah, I agree with. I had a similar experience with him. I think my first girlfriend was in 10th grade when I was 15. Yeah, my first girlfriend, I think I was 15.
So, no girlfriends. And my first girlfriend, who I would find in grade...
As far as a successful relationship in high school, I don't think those exist really. I mean, there are people that get married out of high school, but a lot of them do get divorced out of high school. So as far as success goes, I don't know about that. But
9, we're not going to say her name, obviously, but we'll just call her the girl for now, okay? And this girl, at the time, I thought she was really pretty. I don't know, I just thought there was something about her that I really liked, so I went for her, obviously. I asked for her number in a really stupid way. I pretended to fall and, like, drop my phone, and then when she picked it up for me, I was like, can you slide your number? And, like, it was really stupid the way I asked for her number. But, yeah, I'm getting a bit off topic here.
Yeah, for women, it doesn't matter how cheesy it is, the way that you ask for their number, ask them out. If they're attracted to you, if you're an attractive dude, good looking dude, then yeah, it really doesn't matter. If anything, that actually helps you if you do something that's a little geeky.
After she did that, after she gave me her number, we texted for a while. Pretty much said I love you on, like, the third day of talking. It was really stupid.
Oh my god. Oh my gosh, dude. I guess that's about right. You're a teenager. The L words tends to pop up pretty quickly. Been there, yeah. I would be young and naive.
But I didn't know the consequences of saying something like that yet, you know? Like, there's not a like, crazy amount of consequences, obviously. Sometimes it's a good thing, but saying that early on in a relationship is never good. And I'd come to learn that soon.
Smart kid.
So, fast forward a month or so, we were together initially. After a week of talking, we made it official, and then throughout that month, it was a really good relationship. Like, this was the first girl I ever kissed and made out with. That was the most we ever did, though, and that's a big point that I want you to know. That was the most we ever even did with each other.
Real quick, just the way that he's conducting himself right now, he seems like a really heartfelt kid. I have no idea who he is, but this video popped across my feed, and just right off the bat, hearing him, he sounds like a good-hearted kid. He doesn't sound like he has a bad bone in his body. Just the way he's talking about her, he's being very mature, I think. He looks like he's 18, 19 in this. He's talking about when he was a freshman. So seems like he's done a lot of growing up, whatever happened to him. So, but yeah, let's keep going.
And it'll make sense in a second why I'm telling you that. So after that month, though, we lasted, I believe, 2 months total. So another month went by, and I was starting to lose a bit of feelings for her because, once again, it was my first girlfriend. I was in grade 9. I was new to this. I started to see her truer colors, and I started not to want her anymore, you know? And
that's why it's so important to really, you learn that when you're younger. We're like, wow, I said love way too quickly because I didn't even know her. it's all about lust at that point. You're so infatuated with one another. It's that honeymoon phase where you're just making out all the time and hanging out all the time. It really clouds your judgment. And then once that stops, that's when things get a lot clearer, as far as the fog clears, the smoke clears, and you're able to really evaluate who this person is, especially when you get into arguments, when you start disagreeing and things aren't so rosy anymore, when you really start to get down to the nitty and gritty of life, then yeah, their true colors show. And what you realize that what you were experiencing in the first 3 months was just a facade.
It was hard to explain something like this at such a young age to a girl. So instead of explaining it to her outrightly, I decided to break up with her during Christmas break. And I would come to learn that was probably one of the biggest mistakes I've ever made in my life. And it's for a very simple reason. So what ended up happening after I broke up with her is everything seemed normal at first. I didn't get any texts, surprisingly. I didn't get any calls. And what did happen, though, is I went to school after Christmas break. And basically, every single person that I had known, or pretty much every single person that I was aware of, like at the school, was giving me dirty looks, was looking at me weird, or like just straight up commenting about me or saying stuff in front of me that I didn't like, you know? And what I didn't understand about that is I didn't know what had happened, you know?
I think I know what happened. Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. Yeah.
I was very concerned. I asked my friends and they just
I know. I think I know where this is going.
completely ignored me. And I realized that not only had I lost a lot of respect from the public of my school, but I had lost respect from teachers and friends. And I had no idea why yet. So, obviously, I went to the girl that I had just broken up with. I almost said her name. That's why I cut the video there. But I went to the girl that I had broken up with, and she said she had nothing to do with what had happened. And I asked what had happened, and she refused to elaborate. And then I started getting texts from people asking me very
Wait, she's not willing to elaborate? That is a little sketchy. If she's not willing to, if she has nothing to do with it, but she's not willing to elaborate, she could or couldn't have had anything to do with it. But I think that lack of transparency is a tell.
interesting things. And I was sent pictures of DMs with her that were just between us two. And they were very explicit DMs about like wanting to make out with each other, wanting to do things with each other, stuff you wouldn't.
Oh yeah, she definitely did. If she's leaking private conversations, private screenshots, yeah, if she's screenshotting private conversations, yeah, she definitely is responsible for what I think I know what happened, but
Like spread, usually stuff you wouldn't screenshot and spread to the public. But that was the least of my concerns at the time. Not only did people think I was weird because of the DMs that were shown to other people that were just meant to be between me and her, but it was because she had told them something that I had done, which obviously I hadn't, but I'm going to get to that in a sec. Fast forward around 3 months, I believe. I finished grade 9, I believe, like maybe 4 or 5 months actually. Yeah, around 4 or 5 months. I had finished grade 9. And in grade 10, this is when I found out what had actually been going on.
Wait, he didn't find out until the next year? He went his entire freshman year without even knowing what happened. So this happened during Christmas break. So he had the second semester in summer where he had no clue. And then he gets back. I mean, did he find out in the first or second semester of sophomore year? That's because he went pretty much a year not understanding why his friends and his teachers hated him.
So I started off grade 10, obviously pretty, messed in the head because I had lost all my friends, all my people around me just didn't like me, and I still had no idea why, because I knew that whatever it was not just the DMs. I knew with my heart that that's not the only thing that had happened. And then a single person, just one person, changed exactly what had happened to me. This person came up to me and straight up asked me, "Didn't you grape a girl last year?"
Yep. Yep. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it was going to be SA. Called it. Dude. See? That's what that does to you. I knew something bad happened to him.
I'm not going to name the person who asked me that, but they came.
See the level of maturity that this kid has. He's not naming names, even though he probably wants to. He's being very mature about this, the way that he's handling this, but he needs to get it out, and I'm glad that he is able to get this out. That's why I love YouTube, because it allows you to, you can, in a very healthy way, you can get out your frustrations and the things that you've gone through, and you're able to reach other people who have also gone through that. And it's a great, the majority of YouTubers, YouTube users, not YouTubers, YouTube users on the platform are men. And there's so much great content out there that other men can relate to. I'm sure tons of you in my comment section, tons of my audience can relate to this guy. I've read your comments, and some horrendous things have happened to a lot of the people that follow me. Things that women have done to them. Girlfriend, wife, ex-wife, you name it.
Came up to me and asked me that. And so in that person doing that, I obviously responded with no. I had no idea what he was talking about, but I just couldn't believe what he had just said. I couldn't believe someone that I had known so long ago. And this wasn't just a random person, by the way. This was a friend I had around grade 5, and then we kind of split apart after that. And then I met him in school before all this happened, before he heard about the rumor. And then he came up to me and he said that. And I was just oblivious to what was going on, And so it turned out, after he explained himself, it turned out that not only did he believe that I had graped someone the year before, but a lot of people, pretty much everybody that had known this girl or had known of this girl, knew about it and thought that I had done that. And it's insane to me, the power that a girl has to just be able to say something like that, and it can just get blown out of proportions.
Yeah, the level of gyno-fascism going on in the West, a man's life can be ruined just by a lie or a rumor. And these women, they don't even get in trouble. A lot of women will make false allegations and nothing happens to him, but the guy's life gets completely ruined. Completely ruined. People, they hear that word. You're a what? You did what? Without any facts or evidence or anything. Life got, you lose plenty of men have lost their jobs, lost their positions, and whatever company they were in over a lie, over false accusations. And plenty of dudes, they self-delete because of how they're treated. And they didn't even do anything. They did not do anything. But that's the thing. It doesn't matter if you did it or not. You're still treated that way. Even after the evidence comes out, or there's no evidence and it comes out that you didn't do anything. You still have to live with the consequences as if you did, minus not going to prison. Because now you're a leper. You've lost all these people. You get treated like garbage. Ruins men's lives. That his title is not his title. That's not hyperbole. That is not hyperbolic at all. Not at all.
Because from what I'm aware of, initially it was just the DMs. And then it turned into someone, I don't want to just blame her for this, but someone turned it into sexual assault. And then someone straight up turned it into grape.
See, that game of telephone. It wasn't the girl that he broke up with, but it was another girl down that chain. Decided to turn it, decided to escalate it from SA to grape. Yeah, that tracks.
I don't know who these people were who had made this rumor about me, but
That's
there
gotta
was no way
suck.
of stopping it now, as it had been a year since the initial thing had started spreading. And not only did I lose all my friends from this, but I started to lose myself. I started to lose my sanity. And fast forward to grade 11 now, after 2 years of being unsuccessful with,
Oh, he's in 11th grade. So what is he? 17? Jesus. Maybe. I don't know. I was 16, 7. No, I was 7. Yeah, he's like 17.
finding a girl to get with or finding any friends in general, I finally found a girl, but it doesn't matter. It had been 2 years by this point, and the only reason I was able to get with this girl is because initially she was one of the people who didn't believe in it and thought there wasn't enough proof or evidence of it. She was one of the only people I met who was aware that without proof, evidence, or anything like that, you can't just say something like that about somebody. And for her, I want to thank her for that because,
Good for her, dude. Well, at least this kid found someone, especially a woman who actually has a level head.
yeah, she was probably the only person who didn't believe in it at the time. But yeah, I'm getting distracted here. Basically, after so long of dealing with this, it led me to a very low point in my life.
Yeah.
And quickly, I just want to say to the girl who started all of this, fuck you. Genuinely,
Oh my god.
I hate the fact that you did this to me.
Dude, get it
And I
out,
really
dude.
hope
Let
that
it
sticks with
out.
you if you're watching this.
Let it
Because
out, man.
she led me to a point where, the girl who spread the rumor led me to a point
Yeah, that FU is justified.
where I attempted suicide.
See? See? The kid tried to kill himself. Seriously? Ladies, y'all need to knock this off. This false allegation BS, because you're ruining dudes' lives. This kid is a teenager. He's still in high school. I can't even imagine what that's like for him. Look at his eyes. Do you see how dead inside he looks right now? Just talking about it? Kid, dude, he's definitely got PTSD from this for sure. Just the level of cruelty that he's gotten from his peers at school and his teachers. Yeah, another level, dude.
Not just once either, but a few times.
Multiple times.
And then there was one specific night where I had everything set up. I knew I was going to do it that night. But then my dad came in and saw everything, and next thing you know, I got sent to a mental hospital. And all of this was because one girl said something that she shouldn't have. And what I want you to be aware of is not only should you be very careful who you trust in your life, but you need to know that there is almost no way, and I say almost for a reason, but there's almost no way of defending yourself when it comes to something like this.
Yeah, the whole believe all women. Dude, that is wild. This is what happens when rumors get spun out of control and turn into false accusations like this. I mean, put yourself in his shoes. That's insane. It got so bad that multiple times he tried to end it all. Thankfully, his dad found whatever he was planning on doing. Otherwise, he may not have been here making this video. Dude, I can't even.
Because what you need to understand is that people, and I mean everybody, wants to hear something like this. They don't want to hear the opposite where, oh, it was just a rumor, it didn't happen. They like to hear stuff like this because it gives them something to talk about. And when
people love to gossip so much that they will drive a person to want to off themselves. That's how selfish and conniving people can be. It's absolutely absurd. Oh my, dude, I freaking pissed for this kid.
people have stuff to talk about, it's all they want to do. And so, because of that, when it comes to something like this, there's absolutely pretty much no way of defending yourself. The best you can do when something like this happens is just go on about your life and understand that the real friends that you have, if they truly were your friends, they won't believe anything they hear.
I told you, this kid is so mature. He's handled this so well, but you can tell that it's really affected him. He is hurt so deeply. This is a deep wound that will affect him probably for the rest of his life. For the rest of his life, honestly. Because the level of the lowest he's ever, this is the lowest he's ever been. Being hated by so many people at once, having them give you looks, and then at first you have no idea why, and then you eventually a year later find out, and it's something that is so insane. Everyone thought he was a rapist, and he didn't know for a year. He didn't understand that that's why people were giving him looks, and his friends were abandoning him, and teachers were treating him differently. He was shunned. He was a leper. And he didn't do anything. He just stopped having feelings for a girl and broke up with her. Yeah, maybe he should have, maybe the way he broke up with her, I don't know if he did it just over text or in person, but the timing of it, doing it during Christmas break, I mean, maybe he could, but that's the thing. He's just a kid. You live and you learn. And what sucks is sometimes you have to learn the hard way like him at such a young age. We shouldn't be living in a society where men have to, where they can, everything can be ruined. Their entire life can be ruined just by something that someone says with no evidence. And these women, they make these false accusations and nothing happens to them. They just get to skip on down the yellow brick road, doing whatever they're doing. They're fine. They're completely unscathed. Meanwhile, behind them, there's all this destruction. All this destruction. They're just skipping along. They don't care. They don't give a crap. They don't give two shits about what they did to this man. And thankfully, he met a girl that understands that he didn't do it. She could see that there's no evidence, and he doesn't seem like the guy that would do that. All he did was break up with his girlfriend. That's the thing about being a guy. You piss off the wrong chick, and she can end your life with one lie. One lie.
And sometimes when something like this happens, it's usually not to this scale either, where your entire school hears about it. So I'm really hoping anybody dealing with a similar situation doesn't have everyone knowing about it.
Honestly, if you're a guy, you should always have a body cam on you at all times if you're with a chick. Otherwise, this is why men are staying home. This is why men, it's not worth going out. It's not worth finding a woman. It's not worth having a relationship because of not even marriage. Obviously, marriage is a risk. Because what's the point of dating if you're not going to at least either marry or be in a long-term relationship and have a family, right? It makes you just want to be single. to save yourself from ending up like that, where things in your life are so bad that you want to die. Where you lose the respect of people. People treat you like you're garbage, like you're not even human, and you haven't even done anything. You're treated like a criminal, and you're not one. A lot of men have to deal with that, and other men don't understand what that's like. My channel is about all of the hurtful things I've had to go through, but unfortunately, there's a lot of men out there in the YouTube space. I'm not going to name any names, but they don't understand why my platform has gotten so big, and they think that I'm just spouting nonsense, and they don't understand why people relate to what I have to talk about. It's because I've been through the same thing that so many other men have gone through, and I just decided to get the balls to get on the internet and talk about it. When a guy grows a pair and gets online and starts talking about the things that happened to him, and then other men resonate with that, and it helps them out, and that's the thing. I did this to be a positive thing. I talk about dark things, but there is always a positive. I knew that I was going to be able to help people through all of the crap, all of the scars that I have are going to be able to help other men, so they can understand that other men have gone through this, and they can talk about it. I can create a community of men that can help each other out and talk to each other, get it off their chest, just like he's doing. This got, how many views did this get? 185,000 views. He's at almost 22,000 subscribers. I'm gonna link him down below, so definitely go follow him. I'm gonna check out his other content, but yeah, let's let him finish up here.
But yeah, it's crazy what a girl can do to your life. I hope you guys have a wonderful day or night, and I hope you know I'm doing much better now since the situation happened and since the attempts happened. But I love you guys so much. Have a great day or night.
All right, well, props to this young man, honestly. Yeah, go support his channel and pop into his comment section, say something nice to him, show him some encouragement, show him some love, because he deserves it. So many men deserve to be treated way better than they're being treated. It's despicable what's going on. The way that men are being treated by women. They can just lie and ruin a guy's life just because they're mad at them, because they feel rejected. They go nuclear on them. This kid he's a teenager, man. Look at his eyes. That's what false accusations do to a man. It's despicable.